Yo, yo, what's up, Espenians? I know this is out of the nowhere and whatnot, but yeah, I'm making a game, and the game engine is coming along, and I want to showcase its current progression and also ask for creative direction from you guys to see where you guys are at, and if you guys are interested of giving any suggestions or you know story suggestions or whatnot of what type of genre and what type of game I should make, and it'll be pretty cool. I hope you guys are as excited as I am because there's a lot to show here. And let me first show you a year and a half ago. Let's go back a year and a half ago to show you the old engine and to show you the vast differences I added here. So let's go over here. Let's place it here. Basically, the first engine I made was pretty, good. It rendered 3D graphics. It did its thing, but it had a glaring issue where I had no user interface to work on. And that was problematic because when you're developing or editing something, you need some visual representation and feedback of what you're editing or working on. And unfortunately, this game, I did not have it. Every single time I had to add or, edit a feature, I had to close the application down, hard code it, and then, start the application again. I did have very basic information like screen text, size, FPS, player rotation, and the location of the player. But that wasn't enough to develop a game and like be a respective game engine. So I had two options. Option one, which was basically refactor the code and add a user interface and add all these features, which was pretty problematic because the code base got very large, quick, and it was kind of hard to add existing features to new features, right? So I went with the second option, which was basically make a new engine. So a year and a half later, now I have this engine here. As you can see, there's already a huge difference, right? Um, it kind of resembles like Unity or Unreal. You see the NVIDIA overlay. It's optimized for NVIDIA. It's optimized for AMD. It is, vastly improved just like this without me showing any features. I have camera controls. I can move, fast, slow, or whatnot. And let me explain the UI. The user interface is really important because when you're working on something, you kind of want to, you know, see what you're working on, and you're essentially developing something, so you need real time feedback, right? So I can tab things onto existing tabs. I can split them if I want. I can put them in different areas, and I can do this for all these windows here. And why this is important is because as you, as I'm going to show you these features, the editing becomes seamless. It becomes easy. It becomes just like you're using an application, right? So when I was developing, I started basic, right? I added like, okay, just let me show demo windows and frame rate. Then I added controls, update the controls of like the movement, putting textures on, putting the normals on, putting the metals, turning everything on, turning everything off, like gamma on. Um, had camera controls like changing field of view, what camera type, and whatnot. I can do a type in number or a slider. Uh, Global material controls like just put the roughness of each material, normals, and textures like you saw there. Um, Display the materials for each material I have in the engine, right? Shows the normal, the offset, metal, regular texture, change the color. So as you can see, there's actual, feedback from the engine. And if I want to edit like an entity, I can do it in real time. Like I can move it left and right. I can move it up and down. I could move it forward and back. I can rotate it along the z-axis. I can rotate it along the x-axis or the y-axis. Like I can change the size. I can make it more like a coin or a pebble, and I can do it with the textures on, off, or whatnot. Like there's so much to you know do here from this engine than the last engine that I couldn't have thought of, right? And this only happened because of the first engine's incapabilities. So now I have real time editing. I could change the scenes. I could randomize the scenes. I could do much more than I ever thought of, and I can start developing a game. Let me show you. I can change the skybox. I can, put it on, put it off. I can change how bright the light source is. I can change what type of light source it is. Like it illuminates the its own area, or it's a threshold kind of illumination. Um, I can show the textures of how it's illuminating. I can move the textures to any tab. I can move it down here. I can move it. There's so much customizations and so much great features I had on this engine alone that makes it so desirable to work and develop a game. Um, I can add fog into the game. Like I can go down here and add some fog, and let's see. Let's put the fog on first, and I could change the color. Like I could make it a blue fog or a darker fog, or you get me. There's so much little customizations that I didn't have on the other game that it's amazing. I can change the color settings. Like I can do a custom settings, or I can do you know a code setting or whatnot, a vibrant, cinematic. I can change, you know, make it like a horror. And let's say if I don't like a setting, I can adjust its brightness, its temperature, its contrast, saturation, or whatnot. I can go back to default. I could also add lights, add some more lights, randomize them. I could freeze them. I could hide them. I could unfreeze them and then show them they're there. Right. Then I freeze them again, and then I can move them. I could let's see where this one is. Um, it's not easy when you're. Oh, it's color. My bad. So I could change the range, color, the movements here. Move it. There's real time editing, adjusting, and developing on this application. And this is not like I'm not closing the application down. I'm actually, keeping it running and all and whatnot. And I have, you know, proper reflection of light onto objects and to materials. Like you can see the purple and orange light reflecting from this ball back down to the floor. You can see, the scene here. You can randomize how these entities move, and you can move them. I don't know where this one is, but let's see. Let's go further up. We can move them. We could. This is all happening in real time, and I'm kind of excited because I can now start the developing of the game. Yeah, there's gonna be improvements to this as well. So like, and this could be cringe and may not be impressive, but from what I showed earlier to now, there's a huge improvement and huge boost to workflow to start get the ball rolling and making this game. Thank you for your time. Sorry for being weird and sending a video, but I hope you guys have some interesting ideas and could help me with some sort of direction. Thanks.